sacrifice.
No, hold on.
What sacrifice can you make for 3 days or 2 days on your stomach?
Hold on.
Let me. I mean, we are a Christian state. Remember, I mean, somebody said it. We are a Christian. I'm not the one who said it. Somebody said it, and I'm quoting. So if we are a Christian, let's do a bit of mathematics now. If we are a Christian state, 3 days of no food, 4 days of no, 7 days of no food.
7 days and 7 nights.
Wait, like, it could just be fasting and prayer. I mean, this could be fasting and prayer.
Calendar.
I'm looking at it from an angle. Think about it from
7 days and
angle.
7 nights.
It's fasting and prayer.
The fact is this. Hold on,
no.
gentlemen.
The founder of Christianity did
I
for
do
40
not
days.
No, gentlemen, hold on.
One.
You see, this is not a religious program.
I'm just saying.
I know you are just saying, but I am also just saying. Let's look at it this way. Now, government certainly has said, don't go to market, and people went in violation of that standard of government. That means that certain measures, perhaps punitive, is supposed to be declared on them, like government has done in this case. But you cannot forget that they said one finger touches soil, it will smear others.
Yeah.
Good. I think that's what they've done. But I'm asking, now when we are saying give time, how long is that time? Because it's not specific. And we need specificity here. How long are we going to give that time? How long?
Then again, you're just down to the point I made earlier. Information and communication matters here. I don't really care if I say it would cause panic and all that. I think it's not wise if people don't know the reason why you do things. Implementation is very strong, and I think it can be implemented properly.
Let me ask you. Let me put.
What
this
are you giving the panic when we're indoors?
Let me paint a picture.
Who would panic? We're already indoors.
Let me paint a picture for you. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's say now there are 1,000 contact cases in Choba.
Say it.
Wait. Let's say 1,000 people are suspected to have contacted coronavirus in Choba. Okay. Do you know what Choba will be like right if that news is put out? Do you know what Choba will be like? Everybody will be panicking. Everybody will be running away from Choba. Choba will be in a state of, I don't even know the word to use there.
That's where I'm coming to now. We are self-isolating, isn't it? We don't have the markets. We don't have the even the banks. They are begging the banks to come back. Nothing is functioning now. Everybody's in their houses
because the governor made another directive.
That's what I'm saying. So if you come out to say we have 200 contacts of the index case or whatever living around the Choba Brickway premises or axis, first you're making people more conscious or cautious in terms of the way they carry out their activities. You've already said that we should self-isolate. So I don't see anything wrong in putting out that information out there. Where would we run to when we can't even move? We can't even take cabs. But listen now. Listen. Get
my drift now. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that before the latest directive that saw the 24 hours lockdown, people were still going out there to buy and sell. And so if the governor had now said at that time that, the reason why I am doing this 24 hours curfew is because of people would have panics. Because whether you like it or not, there is still somebody in Choba market who is still smuggling to go to market to sell tubers of yam.
Hold on. What you said is correct. It's correct. But then, what we are saying here is that I don't think everybody in Choba, in fact, in all the areas that are experiencing this lockdown are the same financial pedestal. No, I don't think so.
True.
Now, and I don't also think that the governor is the governor for the rich or for the poor.
All right.
In that mix, if the governor is taking measures to correct issue that derailed or seem to be derailing, how is he going to do? Is it a blanket punishment for everybody, both those that obeyed and did not go to market and those who did not obey? How do you look at it?
Well, I think for me, as I said earlier, the case of COVID-19 has nothing to do with majority or minority. So sometimes when you make rules, it might actually affect everybody, even if the majority maybe they are well informed or even not as ignorant as the minority. But the truth is, if you look at the case of the lockdown now and how it has affected both in quotes the upper echelon of society and even the guys down there, you would understand that the people who are on this, maybe who are even burnt in the process, are the people down there. And I do feel that the best way to even let these people in on why you're making these decisions is to still put out some informations out there.
All right.
You can't just make decisions and people revolt. And you just say, no, because you're revolting, I'm going to be against you. I have my reasons. And you're not telling us the reasons. Are we doing anything wrong? Why are you telling us, okay, we can't move, and somebody in Rumola is moving between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.?
All right. Whatever be the case, indeed, it shows that the governor is seem to be on top of the situation, because the state is
the political term.
But I also believe that it is always wise to obey instructions, especially from superior authorities. So, well, that's how we end this particular beat. It's been the second opinion poll, and indeed, we have learned that we should obey if we want government to spare us from punitive measures. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That's about the program.
All right.
Today.
I'm still here, and we just had a little twist of things during the course, because it's the first day of the month, so just twisting programs. Did I get it right?
I don't know if you got it right.
Okay, I was supposed to be impersonating Annie Abdul Salam, but no, it's not Annie.
That was the idea.
Yeah,
but
that's the
somehow
idea.
it went south on us. I'm sorry.
Okay, we just cannot change our nature. Welcome to Real Talk on your Premium Talk Radio, Today 95.1 FM. Her name is Annie Abdul Salam, and I'm also Annie Abdul Salam.
Yeah, so let's do this together,
take
right?
us. Yeah.
All right. So apparently, our colleagues have been able to talk about coronavirus and Rivers State extensively. I mean, if you've listened since the morning, everybody has been hitting on, what the government should do, what's going on with the security personnel and the curfew. Well, we are going to take a little dive away from that, all right? On Real Talk, we'll be talking about coronavironomics. And I'm pretty sure that's not a word in the dictionary. But somehow we're going to be talking about coronavirus and how it will affect the economy, not just in Nigeria, but here in Rivers State.
Yeah, we'll also be looking at things that have been put in place by the state government to make sure that during the post-coronavirus era, businesses don't go bankrupt, and we still have investors here in the state. But away from that, we'll also be looking at the security situation. We're supposed to talk a little bit on the banking issue, the statement given regards banks, where the River State government said all banks should be open. In the statement, it had something like it's compulsory, it should be open. For banks that are closed after now, you'd have issues with reopening and the rest of it.
Well, I don't know if I should say coincidentally, but somehow some of the banks had already taken precautionary measures, some of them shutting down, others trying to make sure that they curtail the number of persons that goes into the banking hall and all of that. So now you would say that maybe this orders came a bit too late for most of the banks that already closed down. But now we're talking about banks bankers being allowed, should be allowed to, open their banks and have, economic and financial transactions rather go on with the bank and the people. And now I'm wondering what is going to happen to people, who could not access their banks in this panic period. I mean, pretty much would make everybody go haywire, but somehow the government have been able to clear that particular one. So for those of you who do not know, the banks are to be open and financial transactions will be allowed to go on, maybe from your house. All right, because there's a curfew on other individuals. So maybe from your house, you can be able to, make certain transactions, or with certain, authority, you can go to the bank and carry out any transactions.
Yeah, and if we had actually started this cashless policy since since the talk about cashless policy started going around, I think this is like the perfect time. If we haven't started, that is like the perfect time for you to start the cashless policy, where you basically do your transactions online, you make payments online rather than handling of physical cash. Still in the issue of curbing the coronavirus. And on